Start by securing your thread to the hook and then wrapping it back to about the middle of the shank. Now where we would normally cut off the tag end, we're going to secure it on top of the shank of the hook and then wrap both pieces of thread on top of the shank of the hook back to the bend of the hook. Select 2 microfibet pieces to be the tail of our mayfly. The length of the tail is roughly the length of the shank. Now tie your tail fibers on top of the shank of the hook. Once it's secure, take the tag end and pull it up in between the 2 pieces, creating the split tail to the mayfly. Now if the tag end of the thread and the tail pieces are not tied directly on top of the shank of the hook, that step is going to be very difficult. But once you've got it, snip off the excess thread, and then take your thread back to the bend of the hook. The body of the Pink Albert is going to be made by 2 colors of superfine dubbing. Both Hendrickson Pink and Cinnamon Caddis are going to be blended together 1-to-1. This particular combination will create a very nice pink color for our fly. Once dubbed, wrap your thread 3/4 of the way up the shank of the hook. Now this particular blend of pink works really well on one of our local rivers in the area. If you have a Pink Albert that's coming off in your area, do your best to match the color with whatever blend you need. Or just keep that in mind for any mayfly you're tying up. The wing will be made out of a couple pieces of CDC. We're going to match the tips, pull the tips together, and then secure the tips on top of the shank of the hook so that the wing tips do not go past the body of the Pink Albert. Secure those in nice and tight, and then snip off the excess CDC. Resecure the ends of those CDC fibers on top of the shank of the hook, and next we will add a small amount of pink dubbing for the head of our mayfly. Notice when we start dubbing the head, we start right behind the eye of the hook, and then work back to the wing, and then back up to the eye again. Once we have a nice head built up, whip finish, snip off the excess thread, and we have ourselves an RS2 Pink Albert.